Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is going to be a live unboxing. I have two packages. One, a really big package, and the second really big package. So, yeah, it should be a pretty great unboxing. I kind of wanted to do this one live just because these are big books. This is this is actually a really big 5 months it took me, or 6 months, to pay this off. So this is a pretty big unboxing. Good afternoon. Hey, Kim Union. So yeah, this is actually going to be a pretty big unboxing. We got this one big package and this one big package. I think you'll be impressed by the level of books in this one. One is a Grail, like a total Grail, like one of those books that you just don't see. It's like a book that is one of the major books for Batman. Thank you. I've been waiting for this unboxing. I know you won't disappoint. Thanks. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So we're going to open up the bigger box first. I have a feeling that the other box is the Grail book, but we'll find out. I have no idea which box is which. They're unmarked, so I don't know. But I'm going to just open it up and start showing you guys stuff that's inside. And should be interesting. Oh, I should kind of open this a little bit more beforehand. It's like a... Okay, so we got the first box going here. Actually, I was so happy. The way the guy shipped it, I bought it from Stray Flexing. So if you've watched my interview with Stray Flexing, he had like an amazing books. He brought like I think he brought like a Cap one. He brought like movie motion picture funnies one. He brought Amazing Fantasy, and what else? He had like a whole bunch of major books, and America's Best Comics. You know, like a whole bunch of major key appearances in books. And so I buy some stuff from him. And whenever I want a really big book, he's the guy that will sell it to me. So that's what this is. So this is the first bunch of comics. Let's get this box off my lap. Wow. Okay. So this is the first group of comics. Okay. So this is a mixture of some raw comics and a bunch of slabs. So it should be interesting. He really wrapped it well. I have to give him credit for his good packaging. Okay. Oh, hey. Hey, Pop. It's good to see you. Yeah, so this is going to be a pretty great unboxing. So you gotta, you know, I've got to build it up. So I'm unwrapping it. I'm like making it interesting, trying to build it up for everybody. But it's going to be a pretty great unboxing. Probably one of the best unboxings in terms of stuff. once I get out of all the wrapping. Okay, so it looks like 3 slabs and some raw books in this one. Okay. Okay. A little hard to get out though. A little hard because it's really well wrapped. These are pretty pricey books, so it was about $20,000 worth of books. So yeah, pretty pricey. And that's after me kind of negotiating pretty hard on these books. Yeah, so we'll get into the raw books first. So this up here. Hopefully it won't fall. That would be very bad. So we're getting to the raw books. Here's the raw books. And there's actually some Good Girl in here as well. So if you like Good Girl art, you'll definitely like some of the books in here as well. So there's some Good Girl, mostly Precode horror though, to tell you the truth, but there is some Good Girl. And some Jungle. I actually really like Jungle books. But it's like Jungle Good Girl, I guess would be the way to describe it. but it's ones where it's kind of helping me finish a couple of my collections. Wow, it is really well packaged. Just like going after layer here. Do I ever sell comics? I only sell my undercopies. So if I ever get a copy that I've upgraded, I will sell my undercopy or get rid of my undercopy. Usually I prefer to trade because I'm not a dealer in any way. I'm more of a collector. Okay, so here's the box. We finally got to the actual comics. Man, like if I was actually really trying to build up suspense, this would be the way to do it because there's so much packaging. Just so much packaging involved. Okay. But I kind of wanted to make it, a live experience. So you guys experience it as I do. I've been really excited for this unboxing, to tell you the truth, because I got I got this package on like Wednesday or Tuesday. So I've been dying to open this up because it's really great. It's a really great stuff. But I wanted to do it live, and I just had to find a time to actually do it live, and this is the first chance I got. So yeah, okay, so we're now into the books. I can finally start showing you some books. The first is a Good Girl Art Jungle comic cover, and it's Rula. And this was either done by it's one that they don't know who the artist is. It's either Jack Kamen. Some of these were done by Matt Baker. A lot of the time they would work on these books together, like Matt Baker and Jack Kamen. So yeah, these are Jungle Goddess Rula. I'm not sure. I forgot what issue number it is, but it's just it's a great Good Girl art cover. So this is just if you like Good Girl, Rula is like the best. It's just some really awesome stuff. So Rula is the girl in the background here, and she's wearing like the hide of a giraffe, and she's actually a woman that kind of was bored with her life in North America, and she flew over to Africa and she crashed there, and basically she is this jungle girl. Just a really great book. So yeah, Rula, Jungle Goddess. She becomes sort of like a tribal leader. Actually, it's pretty funny. Okay, the next book is one of the actual only superheroes for EC Comics. So EC Comics, we know them for their actually educational comics. That's what what EC stood for. But later on, they went into horror. So most people know EC for being horror related comics. Well, this was one of the superhero comics, but it failed as a superhero, so they made it a Good Girl comic, and then they made it a romance comic. they just kept on failing with this character. So this is Moon Girl, a moon, a girl, a romance. Just it is a really interesting one. This is Al Felstein, but it's just a beautiful cover. This is a really interesting series, hard to get. This actually features the first artwork by Wally Wood at EC. So if you're interested in Wally Wood, this has his artwork the first time at EC, and this is an Al Felstein cover. And it's just a really great, it was like a speakeasy, maybe. It looks like kind of like a a bar or something like that, where you get the cabaret singer in the back, and the guy's hitting on the girl, and she's like, she doesn't seem to be into it, but just a really great comic, and one that is really hard to get. Just a really cool one. Okay, now this next one, this is not a big book at all. It's just like, I just thought it had a cool cover. He had it. I got it for cheap. It was just a cool one. This is Thrills of Tomorrow. This one strangely reminded me of The Wizard of Oz. That's why I kind of bought it. Like, I just think the pumpkin dude, kind of remind me of the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz. But it's this guy with his pumpkin family. It's just a really weird book. So this is Thrills of Tomorrow. and number 17. And I'm not sure who did the cover. Um, I don't know if it's like Ramita or somebody like that. It has that kind of look to it to me. I'm not sure who did the cover, but it's kind of a cool book. It's just random pre-code horror book. Uh, and then another kind of random pre-code horror book that, again, this is not a collection, not a series that I personally buy, but it is one that I just said, hey, this is a great cover. I just was when he showed this one to me, when he offered it, I was like, yeah, I'll go for that. That's a really great pre-code horror cover. So this is Ken Shannon, number 6, and you got this werewolf, vampire-like guy, and this woman in the red skirt, and then you got the hero in the background, and then the haunted house up on the hill. This has so many classic horror elements to it. I just thought it was really. Oh yes, yeah, you're right. More like Return of the Wizard of Oz. Yes, you're right about that. Yeah, I should have said that. Yeah, you're right. That's what I was thinking about when I was thinking about that book, that other one. So yeah, I just think this is a really great one. You know, bit of a rear or tail light cover. I don't know, but I just thought it was really great. I don't know, something about it. Not one that was on my radar, but he had it. You know, he showed me a bunch of books, and I thought, hey, this one's quite nice, and it wasn't expensive. This is not a big book. I just like the cover. Okay, this next one is a cool one. I think it's Matt Baker. It might be Jack Kamen. I think it's Matt Baker though. This is Zoot, and I forgot what issue number this is again. The problem with these Zoots and Rulas, they didn't number them on the covers, so it's really hard to remember what they are. But this is a great one. You got this is again Rula, and you got this girl on bondage on this weird spinny thing. I'm not sure what it is. And you got this native guy like torturing her, and she's, everyone's wearing bikinis. If you're running around a jungle, you got to wear a bikini. So it's just a really cool cover. And this is a series that I'm trying to get. Like, so the big series that I'm trying to get from Fox Feature Syndicate would be like Zoot, Rula, All Top, and those were their kind of main jungle titles. And JoJo is another one. I've almost finished my run of JoJo. I'm like one issue away from that. And another one that I'm trying to get is Dagar, and you'll see some Dagar in this collection as well. So this is Zoot. Okay. And it's low grade from what I can see. It's got a bit of a split spine. But this next one is Dagar. And I think I have actually completed this. This is the one I needed to I actually need one more book to complete this collection. But this is Dagar. I forgot what number. I wish I knew what numbers these were. Again, another Fox Feature Syndicate. And this one is a great bondage cover. You got this kind of like Omar Sharif kind of character in the background. That's Dagar, the Desert Hawk. And you got the girl in bondage, sexy girl on the cover. And yeah, I like these Fox Feature Syndicate. Fox Feature Syndicate would do a lot of things where they'd make really sexy kind of covers and sexy interiors. And the interiors were just, you think, oh, it's all cover and, it's not going to be the same inside. But actually, Fox, they were good comics. I mean, they just they went all out. Some really fun interior artwork inside. Just over the top situations like ultra violent, ultra sexiness. Just really interesting stuff. So Dagar, the Desert Hawk, and I forget what issue number it is. So somebody can look that up. Now, this next one is not actually a Golden Age. This is a Atomic Age book, but it's a really great romance book, and he just threw this in. This is a freebie. So yeah, this is Giordano di Agostino cover, and it's Sweet Diary Sweetheart Diary number 34. And yeah, just you know, I like these. This is a very common trope in romance books where you got the girlfriend, and she sees her boyfriend with another woman. It was just like there's so many romance covers that are like this, like the jilted lover kind of thing. Um, so yeah, so it's just a really cool romance book. He threw this in for free, so hey, why not? I actually do collect romance. I've been getting more and more into romance books. Okay, next one is uh Cowgirl Romances. I believe this is number 1. Yeah, it's number 1. This is actually known as the cooking bacon cover because they're actually making bacon, making bacon. Wow, that's actually hard to say. I didn't realize. Making bacon. So yeah, it's making bacon cover, and you know it's kind of a romantic scene. So these had a lot of Maurice Whitman covers, and they're just really great books. A lot of really great good girl art covers in Cowgirl Romances. This would be from Fiction House, and it's just a really great series. If you like good girl art covers, Cowgirl Romances is really quite nice. So yeah, so this is a good one. Hey Roscoe, you're just in time. I'm just getting into the slabs. So the next thing is the slabs. So we got some more slabs. I see a lot of people from the people I was hanging out with last night in here. And one sec, I gotta cut this a bit. Okay, so he did a really great job of packaging, so which makes it a little bit more challenging to get out. So, so yeah, we'll get into these first slabs. He actually, the way he wrapped it is really nice. So what he did, I'm gonna just quickly show. He put like cardboard in between like each slab. So you got cardboard. Then he bubble wrapped all the way around it. But then each slab he put into like paper, brown paper. See? Put into brown paper. So really well wrapped. I got to give him huge credit for doing such a great job of wrapping it. But we got, this is the first one. This is just a nice EC comic. I like these kind of crazy covers. This is Crime Suspense Stories number 16. Actually, it even has a specialty specialty logo. Kind of a weird logo, if you ask me. I don't know, like the specialty thing. I don't know. What do you think of that? It's just such a weird thing. I don't even know what that is, to tell you the truth. Okay, so that's a really weird one. This one has brittle pages, so it's very low grade. But you know, it's from 1953. It's one of those crazy covers, like classic covers. It is a 1/8, so it's very affordable. It wasn't a huge pricey book, but still it's one that's quite sought after just because it is a crazy cover. This guy, you know, wielding like it looks like like a razor blade. It's a Johnny Craig cover, and it's just, you know, cool classic EC cover. There's that one. Right. Okay, this next one really take down. I gotta kind of rip it a bit. Overly did this one a bit. Okay, the next one is another EC comic. And this is Shock Suspense Stories number 15. And this is a Jack Kamen cover. So just a really cool cover, girl getting strangled on the cover. These sort of ultra violent covers, get a lot more attention. So, it's just really great, you know, crazy cover. I never actually like seen this cover up close, and once you see it up close, you notice that there's a guy in behind. Like I always thought it was the girl, and I saw always the hands, but never actually saw that there was the guy in the background. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm trying to show it as much as possible, but it's really great one. I didn't realize how cool it was. The guy in the background, really one of those ones that you have to see in person, I guess. Um, so yeah, so this is Shock Suspense Stories number 15, Jack Kamen cover from EC Comics 1954. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay, and one more slab in this box. Okay, another EC. Okay. Okay. Another EC book. And this is another one of these crazy covers. Like, this is the Vault of Horror. And this is got a letter from Nelson. Ooh, Nelson. I got to read this. One sec here. Bridewell. Not sure who Nelson Bridewell is, but it's a Johnny Craig cover. And yeah, just a really cool Vault of Horror. You got this guy. It looks like he's like kidnapped this other guy, and he's like in bondage. You can see the bondage on his wrists. Just a crazy maniac cover. Like there's so many of these like EC covers that are crazy maniac covers. This is oh, okay. So wow. So this is the first one you bought, Sean? Yeah, just like, this is a really cool cover. I like, the guy has such a crazy look on his face. Look at his like eyes, and the way that they did the shadowing on it is really, really great. Like it's just like, oh, okay, comics writer. I didn't know that. So yeah, Nelson Bridwell. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not familiar with him. So yeah, I'll have to look him up afterwards. But yeah, so this is Vault of Horror number 34 from 1954, Johnny Craig cover. Just a really crazy guy. Okay, so those are the small books. Those are actually the small books. Now we get into the bigger thing. Okay, I gotta kind of, how do I open this? I'm so paranoid about opening this one because this is the big one. Okay, I gotta get into it here. Well, that totally didn't work. I just sliced into nothing. That totally didn't do anything. One sec here. Okay, so I gotta cut. Okay, so I kind of cut it a bit. Yeah, that kind of worked. Okay. And this one has a lot more wrapping because it's more expensive. Oh. Okay. So there's a few more slabs in here. And he did a great job of wrapping them, but it's hard to get these out. Okay. So it's been multiple layers of bubble wrap. Actually, I've already taken off a few layers right there. And there's still more layers of bubble wrap. And we keep on, It's like, how many layers of bubble wrap? He put a lot of bubble wrap. I think he was nervous sending this. Like, he sent it overnight because it was like such a big book that he wanted to make it sure that it got here really, really safely, and he went as quickly as possible as well. Okay. Okay, so almost there. Just like Uh, tape is really strong. He uses the wrong type of tape. By the way, if you're ever shipping stuff, use painter's tape. It's a lot easier. Just this is as a FYI. Okay, so this is two more Precode horror books, and then we'll get into the big book. So this is two. These are both kind of biggish Precode horror books, actually. So the first one is Crime Patrol, number 16. And this is a major key, actually. Not many people know this book, but it is a major key. So this is the second appearance of the Crypt Keeper. Last issue becomes Crypt of Terror. So what happened was when they created the Crypt Keeper, and the whole idea of Precode horror became like a thing. Before, it was like EC was really doing a lot of crime books, and this was that kind of transition between where EC is doing crime and doing full-on horror. And this is the second appearance of that Crypt Keeper, and you got the Crypt of Terror. They even mention the name, and then the book will become that title. So this is kind of like almost like the prequel to where EC has become a horror title. So this is a major key for EC collectors. Just a really major book. Crime Patrol 16. And yeah, this is the big book for EC. So yes, this is it's a little bit rough. This is from 1950, and it's a 1.5. So it's a big book. Even in this grade, it can be pretty pricey. Usually about $1,000 per point kind of level. Okay, so that's that one. And the next Precode horror, last Precode horror, was actually just an upgrade. I had a raw copy and I traded it back to him, and then I had to pay a few hundred extra, and then I got a slightly upgrade. Like the one I had was like just really rough looking. It was probably same grade, but just really rough looking. But this one presents better. This is My Romantic Adventures, number 50. And it's just the girl with this crazy jaundice face. It's just a really famous Ogden Whitney cover. And it's just like this, it's all because of that girl's face. This like, girl goes insane because of love. So very crazy cover. So yeah, so just a really, really cool book. Like this is one that collectors will always go after because it is such a crazy cover. Yeah, My Romantic Adventures, number 50 from 1954. And nice Ogden Whitney. Okay, so last book. See, this is actually pretty quick. I did this, I actually, even though I was trying to make this last, I was trying to make this a longer unboxing. It actually goes by pretty quick. And we're now into the big book. This is the Grail book. So everything else was sort of the appetizers. Now we're getting into the main dish. And this one is really well wrapped because it is a big book. Actually, I have to thank Man Cave Comics. It actually came from his collection. He ended up buying a pretty massive book. And this was he had to give up this book in order to buy his massive book. His massive book that he bought was I think Marvel Comics #1, and this was one of the books that he had to sacrifice in order to make that bigger purchase. So my win, his loss, I guess. I don't know. But he also got a good comic. Okay. Oh wow. I'm gonna look at it for a second. This is just so awesome. So this is a major Batman key. And I've sort of been hinting about it, that I've been trying to get this book for a while. But it is a major Batman key. This book predates Batman #1. This is before Batman #1. This is a detective comics. And it's just a major book. It is a major key first appearance. I would say it's other than the Joker, maybe would be kind of another level of first key appearances for Batman. This would probably be that big first appearance that everybody would want if you're a Batman collector. And it is Detective Comics number 38, the first appearance of Robin. And this is probably one of those books that I think is especially great because when they introduce Robin, they put him on the front cover. They do it as a big announcement. It's like he's jumping out. He's doing this. Major reveal that he's now part of the team. He's part of the dynamic duo, and we got the sensational character find of 1940, Robin, the Boy Wonder. So this is the origin and first appearance of Robin, which you kind of say, well, this is like, the character that you most associate with Batman. It's always Batman and Robin. I think he's one of the characters that, even though he is a sidekick, he's kind of a major character, like seen as like same level as Wonder Woman or Aquaman or all those major DC characters. He is like one of the ones at the top of the list. So yeah, this is a restored copy and it's extensive. They did a lot to this book, but nothing where it's like not the real book. It's the book was basically repaired and it got the restored label. So it's cleaned. It was pieces were kind of like reattached onto the book that had fallen off. It is a very extensive restoration, but it's a high grade and it presents really well. So the great thing about this book is even in a 1.0, this book goes for anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 in a 1.0. However, in a 7.0 restored, it goes for about the same. It goes for about $14,000 to $15,000. If this was like a blue label, this would be like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So that's how I could afford this book. It was in my price range because it was restored. And yes, this was one of Doc's books. This was from Man Cave's collection. So I'm really thankful that he had to sell it. And I'm glad that I was able to buy it from him. And he was really nice because he actually allowed me to pay in installments. I paid over a 5-month period for this book. So that's how I could afford it. So yeah, so this is Detective Comics number 38 from 1940. It's a Bob Kane or Jerry Robinson cover and art. So just a classic book. It is one of my major grails in my collection now. This is like one of my top 10 books. And I'm pretty excited to have it actually. I'm like, this is like such a classic cover. Like it's just, recently I just bought the reprint of this book, just came over. Okay, and I'll show you. So you're asking for the back. I will show you the back cover. The back cover is not exciting. This is the back. It's the lamest back cover. Sensational offer to Detective Comics. Yours practically for asking is like Shakespeare. If you were interested in Shakespeare, this is the ad for you. So yeah, so just a really cool book. Not such a great back cover, but definitely one that will be a major book to my collection. This is definitely one of my grails. Before this, I had Batman number 3. That was my oldest Batman, and this is my new oldest Batman. Definitely one that I'm super excited to have in my collection. So, yep, just that's it. Those are the books. That is this unboxing. This is a live unboxing. I figured, hey, how often do you get the first appearance of Robin in your collection? So basically, yeah, I had to do it as a live video because I figured it was a little bit more substantial than my regular unboxings. Now, the next time you're going to see me today, actually, I'm going to be on Rob Fatstack's Only Slabs video later today, and I'm going to show a lot of Precode horror on his channel. So actually, part of the reason why I wanted to do this video now was I wanted to show some of the books from this on his channel. So I'm going to grab some of these ones, and I have some other Precode horror that I haven't shown before that I'll be showing on Rob Fatstack. So I recommend you check out his channel. And it's Only Slabs is the show that I'll be on. And that's going to be at 2:30 Eastern. So like a little ways from now, but like an hour from now, I'll be on his show. So that will be really fun. I will be talking about cool Golden Age stuff. And yeah, Biggie, I do believe that it is like a top 10 Batman book. If not, I would say number 2 or 3, like for maybe 4. I would say Detective 27, Detective 31, then Batman number 1, and then this book, if that makes sense to the order. Bye, Roscoe. Hey, Papa Wheelie. Always a good show, but today will be really cool with all the Precode. Yeah, it should be a great show on Rob's channel. Okay, so that's it for tonight. For today, actually, so much time has passed. So just to recap, Detective Comics number 38 just added to my collection. I'm not sure where I'm going to display this. Like I have like a Batman section that you guys can't see. Like it's right over there. And I see it all the time, but you guys don't see it. But yeah, this was the peak of the, of my Batman collection. So next book that I have to chase after for Batman would be Batman number 1. That's the next big grail for me for Batman. I don't see that in the near future, but you never know. You never know. I've been sort of getting weird books lately where people have been like, oh, I'm selling this random book. And I've been getting some really crazy books lately. So you never know. You never know. So stay tuned. Watch my unboxings. Oh, and if you haven't already, look in the link in the description of this video. There is the CBCA Awards. And please vote for me for best unboxing. I think I deserve it just for this one book. Just for this one book. Please vote for me for the best unboxing channel. So thank you again for everyone for hanging out with me, watching me unbox these books, and bye for now.